All right, we will reopen our public meeting. Next item on the agenda is to authorize payment to Bushman Road property owners with signed agreements. Do I have anybody willing to make that motion?
I'll make that motion to authorize payment to Bushman Road property owners with signed agreements or those property owners who sign agreements that conform to the terms of the appraisal.
Okay.
I'll second.
I have a motion on the floor and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is to consider a resolution for eminent domain. Jerry? Any further discussion than what we have in our packet?
None for me.
I have nothing either. I'll make a motion to adopt the resolution authorizing eminent domain to acquire easements for the Bushman Road and Ranchette Drive reconstruction project.
Motion on the floor. Do I have a
Second?
and a second? Any further discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Next item is city updates. Anything to add?
Just that we've included some additional information this is for your information, and it's not really discussion items. I know that the last page in the agenda has probably got some people's attention. That basically is just a what-if scenario if in fact we paid for Bushman and we paid for the city hall out of funds that we have on hand, we would be in the negative. That, which gets back to the necessity to have the finance meeting and get that conversation rolling.
I personally think the Finance Committee is going to be very busy this year. I honed in on that one pretty quick. We know, I mean, the frustrating part to me is I had numerous conversations with the previous administrator stating that you can't focus on just funding for 2 projects when you know shortly thereafter, in the next 6 months, we're going to know the cost of streets. And, that's not even the discussion on assessments and things like that. So, this is, to me, very important. It ranks right up there with the administrator search, and we need to, get the financing figured out for what we have.
I wasn't involved in the last 2 years at all in any of those discussions, but there was a previous councils that had always been very reluctant to borrow. And I think if you want to follow through with the projects that you're talking about doing and even prepping for some of the future projects that you may have to seriously consider borrowing if you want to continue.
Yeah, I think that's been discussed, yeah.
Well, there was in the budget, the $280,000 that was part of the 572 that the former administrator always talked about that could be available for potential bonding. Unless something's changed, I did ask the question at one of the meetings that for the 280,000, which would not increase the levy at all because it's been budgeted. I think that was the part of the carryover. Once debt was paid off, which made sense.
Right.
So that can get approximately $3 million, but that's discussions that the Finance Committee will have and present to council.
Well, we're going to need to bring in some professional folks too to talk about some of those things and look at different formats and whatever. But it's on our radar. It just needs to happen. We're kind of hoping that the new person is going to take that over, but
Something to look for in those resumes, right?
All right, any other items last minute from anybody? Oh,
Sewer plant was awarded 41st recommend nominate, I don't know what you, operations award from the MPCA.
nice.
Nice, congratulations.
Why didn't you start that with the meeting here?
It's a good way to end it.
Congratulations on that. Thank you, Joe, for and the entire staff for always keeping that up. I know,
As far as I know, we still have
nice,
not close. It's like 5 or 6.
That's awesome.
perfect. Well, thank you very much for giving us that news as we close out for an adjournment. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. We are adjourned.
thank you.